morning, Floss Tube. Today is October the 6th, and I am Christine with Stitching in the Burrow. I am welcoming you back to part 4 of my WIP Parade, and I think I actually may have a smaller piece of a part 5 too. So in this one, you're going to see probably about 25 to 27 projects again. So hopefully they won't be too long, and you'll be able to kind of watch it through. So grab a cup of whatever your beverage is and kind of settle in, and let's take a look at all these projects, okay? All right, so to start it off, we're going to start with a project by the Cross Stitch Studio, and it's called Mommy Kissing Santa Claus. And if you watch my floss tubes, you know that this is a focus project for me for this year. And yeah, I'm hoping to have it done. So all of my projects will be done on either 16 or 18 count Aida, and it's generally just either a white or a cream colored Aida unless I tell you something differently. But this one I believe is on 16 count. Here we are. This one is about 57% done. So I've got a long ways to go. Not too long, but I'm not sure I'll have it done by the end of this year, but I'm going to give it the best try that I can in order to get it done. I just completed a stitch challenge on this one with the Cross Stitch Studio, so it helped me to get some more stitches in, more so than I would normally do, and I believe they're going to have maybe another challenge in November, so I will go ahead and join that one as well. Wish y'all could see all the stuff I have on this desk. Okay. Right. So that one, if it's not done this year, it's definitely going to be done next year. This next project is from a store on Etsy. Don't think I have the Etsy store name written down. Yes, I do. It's by Cross Stitch Kits Alla, A-L-L-A, and it's called Happy Halloween. And what attracted me to this one was not only, it's cute, but each one of these things can be divided into its own little picture. So if you want to do an ornament, if you have like a yearly tree, or, if you just want to do them individually, make a pillow out of them, what have you. So this one is on a piece of 18 count Aida by Bestitch Me, and it's called Gray Magic. And this one has a very, very, very small beginning. Let me find it. There you go. Just up here. I started out with the one that's on top. And I think I'm going to do them all individually. So, but I think the fabric is going to do really well for them. The colors are really nice. It's like a blue-gray kind of color. So, that one. The next one was a stitch along, or is currently a stitch along by the Stitching Book Club, and Sapphire Mountain is who created the pattern, and this is Anne of Green Gables, and this is the third part that came out. That's the final part to it, so it will look like this. And for those of you who, if you're just jumping in and you haven't watched my floss tubes and you're just watching this for some reason, if it came up, I love Anne of Green Gables, so I will stitch anything that's there. This is a small, but this is where okay, hold it the right way. It goes this way. So this is where I am. So, little project. This next one is by Artecy Designs, and it is called Turtle Voyage. And this is my rainy day project. So if there's any precipitation, whether it snows or rains or what have you, I will write that down in my stitch book, and I will make sure that I stitch on this. I try to do about 100 stitches at a time when I do work on it for those days. We had a lot of rain this year in Tennessee, and so I am behind a few days on this, so there is still more to be done. I absolutely love this project. I love working on it. I have a harder time now that I am working more turtle over here. I have a harder time in going back over here to the blue. Sorry, hold it correctly for y'all. A lot of stuff to hold. There we go. So I have a harder time coming over here to just the blue when I'm over here in the detail of the turtle, because it's just, I mean, he's adorable. The detail is beautiful so far. So I love working on this one. I love working on all my projects usually. So. The next one is by a designer called Stem X Stitch. She also has a floss tube under that name as well. And I happened to win this project, or yes, this pattern from her in a giveaway that she had, and it's called Save the Bees. So if you haven't checked out her store, check out her floss tube, check out her store. It's Stem X Stitch. She's got a lot of cute patterns that are up so far, and her floss tubes are really engaging. So this is where I'm at. Excuse the wrinkles, but this is where I'm at on this one. I'm just in the middle. I don't know what color this fabric is. It was a scrap piece of fabric that I had, but I thought that the color would work perfect with it. So I chose to do it on there. So looking forward to completing that one. Now I have bee phobia, but I'm okay stitching the bees, and I think they're cute and all, but I don't want them near me. I don't want to harm them in any way, but I just don't want them near me. So this next one is called Rose Quaker, and it is by, I'm not going to try to pronounce it. It's down here, itty bitty bitty. If you want to know who makes it, let me know. I'll try to put it closer so that you all can see that. But it's called Rose Quaker, and I'm sorry that the pattern is in black and white, but it is a really beautiful pattern if you see it in color. And the colors, the different colors in there is what drew me to this pattern. So I'm thinking about, with all of the different letters that are in here in the alphabet, I'm thinking about going and utilizing each letter that goes with the beginning of each of my grandchildren's names, and maybe doing it in a different color that kind of pops out so that I have them all in the sampler. But I'm not sure what color I'll use. I'll have to really take a look at what would actually go with this and then kind of pop out. So, but I thought that that would be a nice way to complete a sampler and remember all my grandbabies. This next one is a really big pattern by Heaven and Earth Design. It's called Reader's Paradise. This pattern I absolutely love. If you watch my floss tubes, you hear me ooh and ah over this pattern every time, because the detail in it that is happening is just, it's beautiful. So this one's going to take me just a second. I've got to be able to let you see all of it. So you can see, I mean, it's long, so we want to make sure that you see the detail in it. So here's where we start over. Isn't that beautiful? Just looking at it. It's going to be a gorgeous piece hanging on my wall when it gets done. Lights. Then we get over here to the bookcases that are starting. Love this piece. But it's going to take me a minute to finish because this piece is actually 725 wide by 518 high. So it's a big pattern. This next one is by Artecy Design, and it is Autumn in New England. And I absolutely love the fall. I love these colors. This one just said, hurry up and buy me and start stitching. So, and if you haven't been over to their website, go to see Artecy Design. They've got some beautiful patterns. Here we are. Make sure I'm showing it to you. It's not the back. That's my start there. Already you can tell just how the colors are going to pop on this. So I can't wait to have this one done. Can't wait to have them all done. And then this next one is by Heaven and Earth Design. It's called Mini Sea Opal. And this one I'm actually doing for my sister. Her favorite color is blue, and I just thought that it's really pretty. And I think it's going to make a gorgeous piece when it's done. And when I'm into doing stuff with blue and just want to focus on the color blue, I will go here. This is my start to it. I think it's coming out, you know, it's already showing detail and how it's going to look, so I'm thrilled about that one as well. I don't know when she'll get it. We may be a lot older than we are right now by that time, but I'm working on it. So this next one is a quick stitch by Heaven and Earth Design. It's Anne of Green Gables. This is also a focal piece for me for the year. I'm in a challenge right now with Heaven and Earth Design. Not them themselves, but someone has started a challenge. And like the first week was like 300 stitches, the second was 600, and then 900 and 1200. I made it to the 1200 stitch mark, and I'm about 500 behind on that one. And so I wasn't able to keep it up for that week, but I did get some good progress in on it. And I do want to try to see if I can at least complete some of the challenge, so that this way I can continue to make progress on this piece. This piece is at about, I think it's in like, I don't know, it's some percentage. So for those of you who know, this white part of the house really gets to me when I'm stitching on it. So I'm over here in this big green tree, and I think it comes all the way over here this time. So, you know, I won't have too much house. And then, you know, I know that this whole band up here that's already done is a third of the pattern. So I guess you could say 33% and something done. I have big goals for this year to get it done. Oh, I think I set them too high for myself, but that's okay. You do what you can. This one is a pattern by Stitching with the Housewives. It's called A Sip of the Seasons. It's from the A Sip of the Seasons series, and it's Clovis and Stanley. And I only have his little head done. Stitching this one too. It is a smaller project. The next one, this is a retired piece, so you can no longer get it, and I'm sad that they retired the piece, because for me it's a beautiful piece, but you know, they run a business, so maybe it didn't sell as well, what have you, or they had to retire it for whatever reasons. So this is by the Cross Stitch Studio, and it's just called Sunflowers. I love the vintagey look on this one. Plus, sunflowers are my favorite flower, so of course I'll stitch anything with sunflowers on it. And look at this. Look how good that's looking so far. This is one of those pieces that when you're stitching it, like, you don't really notice, like you're so close to the piece, and when you lay it out to take a picture of it, you're like, wow, that's the detail that's coming out in it. So this next piece is by Tilton Crafts, and it's called Coffee Time. I recently had this one in a challenge last month with Full Coverage Fanatics, and their challenge was to work on anything that was brown. Full coverage, it has to be full coverage. You can do however many stitches you want or what have you, just as long as it meets the guidelines of being full coverage. So of course this one fit. I made some progress on it. I think I was around here, so I put in quite a bit here, but you know, not as much as I would have liked to, but I think this is another one with the details coming out really nice. So it's a fun piece to stitch as well. This next one is by Artecy Design. It's called The New Solar System. And I love the colors in this, and I thought it would be really cool to stitch this one. And I'm happy that I did, because it is really coming out very nice. So this one is here. I mean, look at the colors pop. I love working on this piece. I don't feel like I give it enough time. So I don't know where I'm going to hang it. I just love working on it. So it'll go somewhere though. Excuse me, this next piece is in a stitch along with Erin, the stay-at-home stitcher, and it's called Candylicious, and it's by Heaven and Earth Design, work by Amy Stewart. I chose this one because there's so much color in it. I thought it would be a fun stitch. Anything by Amy Stewart really, to me, is a fun stitch. So this one, you can see quite a bit. So you can see the detail on the candy. I mean, look how fun that is, just the colors. By about the time that you're getting bored with a certain color, you've got another color popping out. So it doesn't take long to move to the next color. So and so if anybody's stitching on this one, join us. It's just Candylicious SAL is the hashtag on it. And the next one is by Owl Forest Embroidery, and it is red cardinals. I know there's two different versions of this. I love cardinals. I love red cardinals. So I just thought this was a beautiful piece. I am working over here with the basket. I just put those two cardinals in this past week. This is being stitched on a piece of 18 count Ada by Bestitch Me called Willow. Here we are. I've seen this completed, and they're absolutely gorgeous, both versions of it. This next pattern is by Heaven and Earth Design, and it's called Lion of Judah. I love this piece. I love how Jesus is right here in the center, and you've got the lion's eyes right there. I think it's a beautiful piece. I'm only over here somewhere in this little scepter area. I guess that's what you call it, as a scepter. This little area here, so not anything fun yet. And a background, so, and it ends right here. The pattern doesn't end. That's as far as I've gotten. So you can tell that the color's changing over here, and might be getting into something. That's why I went back over here and was still stitching instead of going straight across. This next pattern, both myself and my daughter are working on this. It's by The Primitive Hare, and it's Pride and Prejudice, the Bicentenary Sampler. So I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I love it. This is also done on a piece of Bestitch Me fabric. It's 18 count, and it's called Vintage. And so I have the tiniest start right here. It's just the border piece with a little bit of white in there. And I will be doing this one here, which has the couple in the black silhouette. This next piece is by Heaven and Earth Designs, and it's called Vintage Summer Garden Bookshelf. This is an Amy Stewart piece, and this is a big one, 700 wide by 501 high. And there's some things popping out. I think like the flower up here in the corner is popping out so far. I don't have too big of a start on it. Anything with books, of course, drew to it. Threads. So here's that flower that I was talking about. But you can already tell that it's starting to show some detail. Heaven and Earth Design patterns have a lot of confetti in them, but they sure make beautiful pictures. I mean, so does any of the designers, the Cross Stitch Studio, Artecy, any of them. I think they really show the detail in them. This piece is by Shannon Christine Designs, and it's called Roses and Lace. And this one I'm doing on a piece of Black Ada. I believe this count is 16, if I'm not mistaken, because it's not as small as the 18 count that I have. This one's not a bad piece of fabric to work on. Here I am. It's going to be gorgeous. And this pattern has the option to do the roses in pink, yellow, and I want to say red also. Definitely no pink and yellow. So I didn't know that when I started stitching, so I just started stitching it in the pink. Part of me was like, ooh, should I pull it out and do the yellow? But no, I think I'm going to stay with the pink and just continue on. But I like the fact that it came with options. This next piece is by Little House Needleworks, and it's called Pringles. And it's the toy store. It's vintagey, so that's the reason that drew me to this one. I know there's several people who have done this. So this is where I am. So I have started the first little room with the tree right there. I got bored of doing that roof, so I came on down and started the tree inside that room. So this roof is, I don't know, just those different blocks of brown. It gets to me when I'm stitching it, so I do a little bit at a time. This next one is Sampler Christmas, and this is on just a regular piece of Ada. I'm trying to see what color it is. It's done in DMC 820, and this is what it's going to look like. Right now, it's in timeout because I am right here with the little bell. And I have found out that I have put it one stitch too close. So I have to pull out the bell. So it's in timeout. But it does look nice. I think it's going to be really pretty when it gets done. But you can tell that this is too close right here. And so I'm going to have to pull that out. This next one is a free pattern. I just have the pattern. There's two parts to it. It's by Jardin Privé, and it's what's it called? Day Noel 2019. So I'm assuming it came out in 2019. So there's two pieces to it. Just disregard my marking on it, like this. But this is done on a piece of Bestitch Me fabric by Brandy, and it's 16 count. It doesn't have a name, it's just color 355, and I'm doing it in B5200. So this is my start on it. The fabric is gorgeous. I think it's going to look really pretty when I'm done. This next one is purchased off of an Etsy store. This was for my granddaughter. I'm making it for her. She loves meerkats, and so this is what it looks like when it's done. And it's just on regular white Ada. This is the smallest little start that I hope she enjoys that when it's done. This next one is in my rotation, or it tries to be in my rotation for the 13th of every month. It's a Halloween stitch. This is a freebie. I believe you can still get it from Charting Creations. It's if you join their Facebook group, it's in their files. They have a couple other freebies that are in there too, and it's just called Halloween. I thought that this would just be a cool stitch because just the way it's made, I love it. So of course it's being done with 310, and it's on a piece of Bestitch Me fabric with Brandy, and it is called, it's an opalescent fabric, 18 count, and it's called Phoenix. And here is where I am. I think it's going to look really good. So, I wish you all could see it in person, just how really good it looks. I think it gets washed out a little bit by the camera. The next one is Jane Eyre, and this was done by the Stitching Book Club, Sapphire Mountain, and yeah. Again, it has to do with books, so I'm in. And this is on a piece of Bestitch Me fabric by Brandy, and I think I took the, hold on. It's called Morning Fog, and it's an 18 count. This is my smallest little start. It's like a light baby blue kind of fabric. I think it's coming up more gray there. So I think it's going to look really good on that when it's done. The next one is by Heaven and Earth Design. It's a quick stitch. It's Pride and Prejudice. Color expansion, artwork by Amy Stewart. I love those colors. I think they look great together. I think this one's going to be fun. And here's my little start up there in the corner. It's in the real light area, and as soon as I'm done with this, it pretty much starts going into the darker color. This next one is off of an Etsy store, and it's Anne of Green Gables, and the store is called, I don't know, it's not in here. If you want to know, let me know, and if you watch my other floss tubes, it's in there. I try to do this one 6 strands a day, but with my pieces being the focal pieces and being in the challenges that I was in, yeah, I wasn't able to pick this one up really at all for the month, so that was kind of sad because I absolutely enjoyed working on this one. I think it looks amazing, and it's done in DMC 824. I have some other samplers by the same place, so they're gonna look really good. And the second to the last piece, yes, second to the last piece is one by Shannon Christine, and it's called Cup of Cheer. I just thought that this would be a cute stitch. I think my niece is going to actually stitch this one as well. It is on a piece of Bestitch Me fabric called Space Rock, and it's 18 count. So you can see what that looks like. Just got the H over there. But I'm kind of, I don't know, you can tell that the white is in there. Well, if you can see it. The white is in there in the H, and it's hard to tell whether or not that's actually going to show, but we'll see. I think it'll be okay. We'll see as we go. And the last piece for this part of the video is going to be a pattern by Artecy Design, which is Christmas House 2. love this piece. I love the detail in it. It's Christmas, so you all know if you've watched my videos that I love to stitch on Christmas. And so we are, I think the detail is already coming out. I think it looks really, really good. So that is all I have for this part of the video. Like I said, I have just a small amount left to do for video 5. And so as soon as I can get that one made, I will. But remember to take care of yourselves because that's important. And I will see you in the next part of this and also in Floss Tube 14 that's coming up. Okay, I'll talk to you then.